Hello students, in this video we are going to solve the specimen question paper section B. So in this you will be having 6 programs to write. So out of 6 questions you can attempt any 4 questions. So each question is carrying 10 marks. So that means section B is of 40 marks. So we'll see the first question. Define a class to declare an integer array of size n. So size n means it depends on the user. If the user is giving 5, means you have to store 5 elements into an array. If the user is giving 10, means you have to store all the 10 elements into the array. So it depends on the user, but you have to declare an array of size n, and array should be of integer type, and accept the elements into the array. Search for an element input by the user using linear search technique. You already learned 2 types of searching, linear and binary. So using linear search technique you have to do this, because all these things which is mentioned in the question you have to follow in your program coding also. And display the element if it is found. Otherwise display the message no such element. So you have to follow all these displaying messages and all. So how we are going to write the program? First we are going to ask the user to enter the size of the array, and I am storing that value in n variable, and I am going to declare an array of integer type of array size is n. So in the subscript I am going to give the size as n, and next I am going to enter the elements. So I am using the for loop from 0 to n elements. I have to store all those values into this array. So this is my array name ARR. So that's why I already declared this array. So I have to store all those elements into this array first. So this is your first module. And it is a searching program. We need to search a number, right? So we need a number to be searched. I am storing that number in which variable? Num variable. And next module is I am opening the for loop again, and I am checking whether each element matches with my searching number. And if such match found, means I am making this k value as 1. So it keeps on checking until it find a match. So if k value is 1 means what? What is the meaning of that? The number is present. Else the number is not present. And second program, define a class to declare a character array of size 10. So in this question the size is given already, that is 10, and accept the character into the array and perform the following. That means 2 operations are here. First one is count the number of uppercase letters in the array and print. And second one is count the number of vowels in the array and print. So I am declaring an array here of size 10. It is a character data type because it is mentioned in the question itself. And also we have to check the uppercase and vowels, right? So the array will be in character data type. And we need to count the number. So we need 2 counter variables, that is I am taking it as u and v, and I am initializing it as 0. And I am going to enter 10 characters. I am opening the first for loop, and I am storing each characters into this array, and we will see the first operation. What is the first operation? We have to find the number of uppercase. That means if each element is between capital A and Z, means you can count that variable. So you can print it later. So that will be your number of uppercase characters. And what is the second operation? You have to find the number of vowels. You are checking using OR operator. And if you found any of these letters, if you are finding, means you can increment this counter variable and later you can print here. So this will be your number of vowels in the characters. So inside the for loop you have to accept all the characters first, and you have two conditions. By using if condition, you have to check the uppercase letters and vowels. So if the question it is mentioned, you have to count the number of uppercase and vowels, means you need two counter variables. So in any program, if you need to find the number, or if you want to count the number, means you should use a counter variable. And third question, define a class to declare an array of size 20 of double data type. So declared it, and next I am going to store all those 20 elements into the array, and you have to perform these two operations, calculate and print the sum of all elements. So first calculation is you have to print the sum of all elements. So you need to initialize the sum as 0.0 because it is a double data type, and inside the for loop from 0 to 20, that means less than 20 means from 0 to 19 you are taking. Okay, so you are storing all those elements into this array, and again you are going to open this for loop and finding the sum of all the elements and storing it in S variable. And what is the second operation? To find the highest value. So highest value, first I am initializing it as 0 and I am checking with other elements. If first element is greater than the highest value, means you can set that element as the highest value. So you have to keep on checking till 19. Okay, so till the end of the array you have to keep on checking, you have to keep on comparing the values, and finally you can store it in H variable. So finally you can print the S value and H value. So you will get the sum of all elements and the highest value in the array. Next program, define a class to accept two strings. So here I am using these two variables and I am accepting all those values by using next line function, and you have to convert them into uppercase by using which string function? To uppercase. So I am converting both strings into uppercase, and you have to display whether two strings are equal or not. If the two strings are not equal, print the string with the highest length, or print the message both strings are of equal length. So here I am checking both the strings are equal or not. If it is not equal, you have to check the length of both strings, and if string 1 is greater than string 2, you can print string with the highest length is string 1. Else you can print it is string 2. Okay, and if both the strings are equal, you can print both strings are equal. So according to this condition, you can find the length of the string. But if both the strings are equal, means you can use this else condition and you can print both strings are equal. And fifth question, I hope already you learned about what is palindrome string. You have to accept a string and you want to convert into lowercase first, using which function? To lowercase function. And you can write the palindrome program to check whether a string is a palindrome or not. So I already mentioned it in another video, and I hope already you know that. So we'll skip that question and we'll see the next question. Define a class to accept and store 10 strings into the array. So array size is 10, and print the strings with even numbers of characters. So here I am declaring an array of size 10. It is a string data type, and entering the 10 strings into the array. So I am opening a for loop and I am storing all those strings into this array using next line function. And here again I am going to open the loop, and I need to count the characters in a string, right? For example, first, suppose if this is a first string, this is the second string. So first string you have to count each character. So here it will be 3, and here how many characters are there? 4 characters. So which is even numbers? This one. So you have to print this string. Okay, so I am opening it, the for loop, I am opening it again, and count variable is initializing it as 0, and you are finding the length of string, and up to the length of the string you have to find each character. So that is why I am using the j variable inside this for loop. So character should not be a blank space, right? So character should not be a blank space mean you can put not equal to sign, and single quotes means this is a blank space. So a character should not be blank. There should be some character have to be there, right? So you have to count the characters. So I am using count plus plus. This is the counter variable I am using here. So I counted it as 3. For car, 3 characters are there. So I am checking 3 modulus 2. Checking whether I am getting 0 or not. If it is not 0 means it is not a even number. So I cannot print that one. So I will go to the next string and I am checking whether it is not blank. Yeah, it is not blank. So BIKE. So how many characters are there? 4 characters. Okay, so after B I am counting 1 character, so it will go to I. So again I am counting K, again I am counting E. So till the end of the length of the string you need to count that, and finally you will get 4. Okay, so check 4 modulus 2 is equal to 0. Yes, it is equal. So that means it is a even number of characters. That string will be having even numbers. So that string is printing here. So all of you go through these questions once again, and I hope everyone understood this.